So here's our stuff for the left side. So rear bearing. We're not reusing this stuff, guys, but we needed to keep all our parts together, so we tried to use the bag and tag system here. Here, can't see it. This is the little circlip that sits behind the rear bearing that keeps it pushed in from backing out. The rear bearing we might be able to use to install it. You sand it down a little bit and then you use it to install it as like a tool, or you can get a socket this size if you can find it, or anything really close to that. This is obviously filled with grease, so I'm going to make sure I get myself some gloves. Let's get your gloves on, your personal protective equipment. Get that out the way for now. Here is the outer cap with the grease seal we gotta pop out still. Center bushing, and this one has all the bolts to the outer cap as well. Anything else we got in here? There's all 4 of them. Alright, that's there. Let's see what else we got inside. Had to find them. They had been misplaced in here. We have our main spacer, and then we have these 2, which go in the front and the back, and then this one, I can't remember exactly. I think it's just on the outside, but it is. I don't remember exactly the order at the moment. I had to look it up in the book, but we're gonna clean all these off. So yeah, so you know what? I'd rather use my other rags that are reusable for now. So again, another place that rhymes with Marble Fail has decent little rags, and they weren't too expensive. They're like 12 bucks, but I like to use them instead of the other grease rags, just for cleaning things. And then when I'm done with them, I use them for like secondary purposes, like removing grease and stuff like that. So I'm just gonna take this and just spray it off. And wipe it down, removing any dirt and debris off of it. And then I'm gonna do the rest for everything else, because I don't have any machine that does this, and I could probably put them in my dishwasher, but this is faster for me.
Hey guys, this is the next day, and I decided that I was going to pack my bearings with grease and make sure I just grease everything in this bucket right here. So we started just adding grease to the center spacer. Notice how I have the bin split in half. I separated it side to side because I had everything bagged and tagged, inner, outer, left and right. And if you find yourself with 3 spacers, it's wrong. So basically, you get your inner and outer spacer for your bearings, for the front and the back that the axle rides on. If you end up with 3, it's because the inside of the outer bearing popped out, and you can just put that back anywhere else, or repack your old bearings. But these are all brand new bearings that I got. And remember, it's important just to make sure everything is coated in grease, especially if you don't know how long it's going to take for you to get these back in the vehicle. It prevents any surface rust, and it makes it also so you can just put them right into the vehicle. But mainly I greased all this stuff just to make sure it didn't rust up, because it was a little bit of time before I did install them. Right here I have the circlip, or the retaining clip. It goes back behind the axle. No, it goes behind the bearing. It keeps the bearing locked in place inside the A-arm, or the insert where the stub axle rides. And now that we got all of our other stuff greased up, we're going to start on these bearings, guys. So first thing you're going to do is just take them out of the wrapper. So the basics of packing a bearing with grease. You're going to cup a bunch of grease in your hand right there, and you're going to keep spinning the bearing and scraping the grease from the tip of your hand back, and that's going to push it in between all the creases in the bearing to make sure you have no air pockets and to make sure the bearing is completely greased. There's other ways to do this, but I decided to do it by hand only because I enjoy this way. It takes 2 seconds if you use a grease packer, which is just something you put the bearing in, and it shoots the grease basically through the crevices for you, and you pull it back out of the container. But just make sure you get everything coated in grease. Ready to be painted, guys. You gotta get it to match the other one.
close. It looks like it's in. I can't see it directly. Let me see, move you guys. She's all the way in there, boys and girls. Alrighty, cool. I think we just packed that full now, and we put one of these babies right there.
So life lesson, guys, a little bit goes a long way, and I know it's good to have enough grease and everything, but this gave me trouble later on down the video when I wanted to put the stub axle in. It was creating, I think it's hydraulic pressure. When I went to go push the stub axle in, it was pushing the seal out. So don't put too much in there, but put enough to cover the bearing and probably a ½ inch back. This is way too much, but I still got the job done. Now it would be nice to have a correct tool to push this in with, but given I did not have the tool, I used a body hammer and I went around in a circle until I could feel it flush with the metal surface. As I'm doing with my finger, I'm trying to go around and make sure it's all flush. Once it's all flush, you pretty much have installed your grease seal. Alright guys, it's very important that you do not get dirt in your grease, because that will limit the life of your bearings. Just so happens I'm working in an environment that isn't that clean, so I did get dirt in my grease, but I was able to scoop it out. It's very important, guys. Don't get sand or dirt near your grease.
Grease rags. Close enough, I guess. So this bearing right here, we're gonna go plastic spacer inward. That. Should go in with a little bit of ease. Let's see. I think that's in. Seems like it is. We can hit it one more time though if you feel like it. It don't matter to me. Wouldn't hurt my feelings one bit. We're gonna call that in, my friends. I'm using up all these rags because I got grease now all over myself. It's crazy. And it sits a little bit farther out on each side. Let's see. Man, I ran out of gloves. The side that bumps up, the convex side, I'm pretty sure they said this one goes inward. So, like this. Boop. This just rides on the outside of that part of that bearing. Like so. And go get the cover for it. Got grease everywhere, guys. So let y'all know I got grease everywhere. What a mess. Get a new rag because that one's covered in crap. I'm pretty sure it's small washer, then big washer. I don't really remember the order now that I think of it, but seems right to me. No, it's the other way around. Is it? I like small than big. Where'd the other one go? It's right there. Remember, guys, washers are directional. Forever and always, they will be directional. Ta-da! Might as well put them all on there while I'm at it. Might as well. Seems to be just a bunch of dirt. Tight enough for me, it seems. Tight enough for me. And this we can put back in here. We're not going to use this one. We could, but I don't think we will. Three. Bam. I gotta fill her up with grease, my friends.
That's what I gotta do first. Gotta shove some grease in that hole there.
Hey guys, welcome back. So we just got this done last night. We got the driver's side backing plate and the stub axle and the bearings. It's pretty close to where it needs to be. We're gonna tighten it the rest of the way down with the drum on. It should be all right. And then bring you guys over here. We got this one tightened up. I bent the little what's it called, the dust cover, because I was trying to finagle it on, and all I gotta do is bend it back a little bit But I got it to sit farther forward.